Good morning, everyone. This is Richard Bernard, and you're probably wondering why am I showing you a picture of my car. Well, I had to move it up the street. It's Sunday, April 15th, and we had a big rainstorm yesterday, and got about 4.5 inches of rain in a day. And we live on a national scenic waterway called the Bogue Falaya River, and it has flooded and put water in the yard. I'm going to show you some pictures of this. So I'm walking down the street, and there's the front entrance to the house there, where you see the water crossing the road. So water's high enough that it's crossing the road, and there's our house hidden back in there. It looks like a swamp around it. Now, though I'm living on a river, our home is designed for this. So it's designed for flooding. And we're on a 12-foot hill. It's hard to tell, but you can see we're up above the water there. And the river is up right now about 9.5 feet above flood stage. At 6 feet, it comes over the river's bank, and it comes into the yard. So anyway, we got some wildlife around the house. Over here, some of our resident geese that are always around. Their little goslings are out on this little hill here finding sanctuary. I don't know if you can see them there. Whoops, there they are. And they're having a nice day, enjoying the event. And see them there? There's Mama. And so if I walk out, there's the river in the background. Let me turn around. There's David. Say hello, David.
Hey, everybody.
And he's studying for some state board exams, so he's going back upstairs. And there's my neighbor's home over here. It's up for sale, and they bought another house in town. They're high and dry too, but the water is close. And then over here, we're at the end of the cul-de-sac that I live on, and you can see some of the flooding. There's the river back there. That was a pile of sand there. That's kind of being mowed down. Here's my neighbor Charlie Heidingsfelder's house, and his driveway is completely socked in. But as you can see, he's high and dry, at least for the moment. And the river is supposed to crest at 9.5 feet, so we should be at the crest, but they're telling us now they've moved the crest back till 7 o'clock tonight. And so there's the busy river there. It's pretty deep out there. I'll walk you around the side, show you what the yard looks like. I got a little bit of water on my driveway, which is why I showed you the pictures of the car. I had to put the vehicles up the street. And so let's go take a walk around, see what the backyard looks like. There's I don't know, an inch or two of water on the street right here, so not too bad. You can certainly drive through it. We get an event like this about, honestly, maybe once a year. We get water in the yard a couple of times a year, but it's usually way less than this. So as flooding goes, this is a little bit on the high end. We're in the bend of the river, and what happens is when the river gets high, it takes a shortcut over the bend, and it comes through the yard. So that's the story there. And there's my side yard. And as you can see the house right there, we're pretty safe. To get into the basement, the river has to really be about 13 feet above flood stage. It's happened before, but the materials that the house is made of are inert. You just pressure wash it out if something happens. It's just part of the lifestyle living here. We're not affected by flooding from the Gulf of Mexico, so when the big hurricanes come in and mess up New Orleans, we're kind of immune to that. Like I said, we're walking towards the backyard now. And as you can see, there's a lot of water back here. And I just watched a fish jump there. So we got fish jumping in the backyard. And I'm not surprised. You know, when these things happen, we see mostly turtles in the yard, occasionally a snake. Not many snakes here for some reason. But as you can see, this is what our backyard looks like right now, which looks like a place you'd go crawfishing, like a big swamp back here. Normally it's a beautiful open field, looks like a park. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the back by the river. I don't know if you can see way back there. But the river is really about 200 feet behind the house. It's about another acre. And this morning we had to run out and rope and tie our picnic benches. In the past, we had a couple of floods that these things floated a block away, so they're tied down now. And I don't have a whole lot more to show you. So this is the flood of 2018, and that's my neighbor Hank's house. He's high and dry like me. And we're safe and sound, no real damage. The only sad part is I just had the yard completely manicured by the lawn maintenance people, or the landscape people that take care of the property for us. And they just finished up this week, and all the leaves were up and everything, and now it's a mess. I guess I'll have to come back next week to straighten it up. But anyway, that's it. Life in South Louisiana.